I think this is good. Oh, so I set everything up. We're ready to go. We do have our guests in the green room, which is perfect.
Awesome.
Stuart and Chill, you ready to go? It looks like you and Peter are texting each other.
No, we're not texting each other, Johnny. If we were texting each other, it would be in the group text.
Oh, there you go.
We wouldn't leave you out.
Stuart and Chill just mentioned me in a comment on Instagram. I love it.
Did she really? She did the same thing to me. I'm like,
I did.
What did you put up, Stuart?
I just shared the story from I didn't have a chance to today.
Oh, okay, very cool. Awesome.
All right,
I wasn't able to share. I was like running around all day.
All right, listen. So I'm going to pop you guys back in the green room so we can start the show.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's have a good show.
We're a couple minutes late, but let's get it going. All right.
All right. See you on the other side.
You guys, in a moment, we're gonna have some fun tonight.
So they say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, eh, eh. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. But you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you.
Come on in and join us for another social happy hour. Happy hump day, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening. I know that your weeks are probably crammed with stuff and they're probably insane, but thank you so much for joining us once again. Now, of course, my only stipulation every time we do this show is that you have a cocktail. Tonight, I'm going to be making a traditional sazerac. Now, I've been making a lot of like tequila, drinks lately, and I decided, I should probably, I'm going to go for a little bit of whiskey. And I had the lucid, this lucid absinthe behind me, sitting there just staring at me for a while. So I'm going to go with that too. It's an essential part of the traditional sazerac. So to get started, we're going to grab a glass. We're going to get a little bit of sugar into that glass. There we go. Now, typically, you're going to want to use a sugar cube. But since I don't have any sugar cubes, I decided to go for a little bit of powdered sugar. I'm going to put that in there. Then we're going to grab a little bit of a little bit of bitters, Aragosa bitters. I'm going to throw that in there, a few dashes. Now, because we are not using a sugar cube, I'm not going to have to use a muddler on this, so we're just going to mix that around just a tad. Grab a little bit of soda water, put it on in there. Boom. There we go. Add a dash. That way it breaks up the sugar really, really well. Mix it. Keep on mixing. All right. Afterwards, we're going to add our ice cubes. It's a very complex drink, I will say. Very complex. And then we're going to add our whiskey. 2 ounces. Now this stuff really, really, really messes me up. Whiskey really does me in. Should I go for an extra half an ounce? I'm gonna. Why not? It is social happy hour. I have to be drinking. There we go. That's 2.5 ounces of whiskey right there. Get ready to see me fall on the floor. Now we're going to stir. There we go. Stir it around. Stir it. Stir it. Glass isn't really good for stirring. I decided not to use my regular tin because we're going to be stirring, not shaking. So, I thought it would be a little bit better. There we go. Stir. Now let it just, chill for a minute. Now we're going to take our absinthe. We're going to drop a little bit of absinthe into the actual glass we're going to be drinking out of. There we go. Just a tad. Boom. Awesome. Coat the glass. Coat it, coat it, coat it. Don't need too much absinthe. There we go. It's just like when you're making a martini, you start coating the glass with the dry vermouth. Bam. There we go. Now I'm going to stir it one more time, and then we're going to drop it all in. Just put it all in there. There we go. That is a traditional sazerac. I don't really like lemon, so I'm going to leave the lemon out of it. Boom. It's a great color to it. Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Social Happy Hour. Johnny, how are you doing today, buddy? Oh, that's nice, too. I like that. I probably should have gone with the lemon just a little bit. Johnny, what's going on? Are you on another call? Usual, typical. Johnny's on another call. Johnny, how are you?
Peter.
Welcome to Social Happy Hour,
I was just finishing up a call, but I heard that you're drinking whiskey tonight.
I am.
And I know what happens when you drink whiskey on these shows. So that's going to be a fun one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Alcohol you later.
Oh my God!
What? I'm jealous because
am I going to regret this? I think I'm going to regret drinking a sazerac tonight.
Oh, you're
drinking tequila. That's all I drink.
You're going to completely regret it. So tonight I was going to have some whiskey. I was going to do some rye whiskey.
Yeah.
But I just decided I don't know. I wanted something nice and light, and I wasn't smoking a cigar tonight, so I got myself a little LaCroix. I got myself some tequila. I got some limes, and I got some watermelon.
Oh, there you go. We're gonna mix all that together.
But now that I'm seeing you got a sazerac, I mean, that's kind of like, now I wish I was outside having a cigar by my fire pit, smoking and drinking with you guys tonight. But anyway, is what it is. But I know that you're going to have a fun time tonight.
Yeah.
When Peter drinks whiskey, guys, when Peter drinks whiskey, yes, it is a great social happy hour.
It's true. It is a great social happy hour. I always fall out of my chair when I drink whiskey, Johnny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, we'll see. What's everybody drinking tonight? Tell us in the comments. We have Amy here, and she is ready.
I love it.
Go. She loves whiskey. What kind of whiskey do you got there? What was it?
Oh, this was a Kentucky bourbon, Harper.
Kentucky bourbon. When I was on my way back from Florida from my vacation and came back, I wanted to stop in Kentucky and grab some bourbon and do like a nice little distillery over at the what was it? Maker's Mark. They have Maker's Mark and Jack, right?
Oh wow. Very cool.
Anyway, we didn't get a chance to do that, but I had a little kid with me, so
yeah, there you go. That can usually take the
that wouldn't have worked so well. I mean, it would
that'll take the control big time.
It would have been my fun vacation or my fun trip to Kentucky. But anyway, we got a fun show tonight. We are talking about we're picking up what we talked about last week on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
If any of our viewers are interested in Clubhouse, or you guys are on Clubhouse, we do a social happy hour on Clubhouse every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific.
2 p.m. Pacific.
2 Pacific.
So that means what?
4 Central
4
for
Central.
my time, and then 5 for Stuart and Chill. But Stuart and Chill couldn't join us because she's become a world traveler.
Yeah, she has. She's become a world traveler, an influencer. She's got pop culture references down. I mean, she is our Witty Wingwoman. I'm proud to say it. She is. She has influencer life, and let me show you. I mean, she's been traveling like crazy. And this is Stuart's influencer. Yes, influencer life of Stuart. Hashtag influencer life. Great. I love it. Let's bring her in because I haven't talked to her, and I want to see where in the world is Stuart. Stuart and Chill, Witty Wingwoman, come on in. What's going on? There she is. Dear Lord, cheers! I love it. Influencer life. Influencer life. What are you drinking, Stuart? What's going on?
Cheers.
I'm
Cheers.
drinking a dirty martini, and y'all, if I had realized Peter was going to be drinking whiskey tonight, I would have been a lot more prepared.
Oh, well, it's always a surprise when I make my drinks. I don't want to give anything away. I just want to make it on screen, and if you want to watch and follow along, go for it.
I feel like it would be a warning. Peter's drinking whiskey this episode.
Okay, yeah. Next time I'll be like, I'm going to be mixing a whiskey drink together, or a gin drink, or a tequila drink. I'll never drink vodka, though. Vodka hurts my stomach. Gin kind of does the same thing to me. Whiskey just fucks me up.
Whiskey just makes you weird.
Ugh.
I'm drinking a dirty martini. It's a little dirtier than I normally like it, but that's because I homemade it. Martinis are like my favorite drink, but I hate making them for myself. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? A martini, like I want to go to a nice place and have them make it.
Oh, I'm with you. I never make a martini for myself. I always order one.
Exactly. But I did try tonight, and it's pretty good.
Oh, there we go.
That's awesome.
I love it.
So I don't drink dirty martinis. My wife drinks dirty martinis. When I order, they always ask me if I want it dirty, and I always tell them I'm already dirty, so I don't need it. I just,
Johnny, killing it with the dad jokes.
Boom, we go from there.
Boom.
That's the kind of night I'm having.
Enough. Sugar?
That's the kind of night I'm having. What's that?
It's like when someone asks you, do you want sugar with your coffee? No, I'm sweet enough.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
That's it too.
Another good one is when someone offers you coffee, you say, no, I'm driving.
Oh. Okay, all right. Stuart, what do you have for us today as far as pop culture references go? What is happening in that world?
I have some great pop culture discussions. The first one, Peter might be able to tell us a little tea about, but Vanderpump Dogs is coming out.
I heard that. It's going to be on the Peacock app.
Peacock. It seems like Peacock is taking over, y'all. I mean, everything Peacock nowadays. We're going to get to know about Vanderpump Dogs, and I'm so excited. I mean, I thought that this was going to happen for years. It's finally happening, and it premieres on my birthday, so I'm ready.
I didn't hear about that. So wait, when's your birthday? It's a couple days after Peter's, right?
It's June 9th. It's next week, Johnny. We're doing Stay Humble too.
Oh, we're doing the whole show on your birthday next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We did talk about this. It was the cocktails. It is what it is.
Well, yeah. I won't expect you to remember that, but yeah. Next week we're doing Stay Humble with Stu times social happy hour. We're going to play a little game. We're going to talk about celebrities that need to stay humble. We'll talk about stories in our lives where we, needed to stay a little humble. It'll be super fun. That's next week.
I love this. Stuart, you're going to do the opening too. We're going to see you make a drink.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, you do the opening. You're going to do it.
You're taking over the entire episode.
It's your show next week. You're taking over.
I'm ready for it. Should I make a tequila sunrise?
You should make what you want to make.
Tequilas. Make 7 of them. And you know what? Listen, why don't you bring some of your friends on, some of your comedian friends to roast you? That's
a great idea. That's a great idea. I'll call my people. I'll have my people call your people.
Listen to this. Last year, I had all of Peter's Vanderpump friends on and a lot of his other friends on and family to roast him. And he didn't even know that I was doing it for this show, Social Happy Hour, and it was crazy. And we're going to show some of those clips this year on his birthday in a couple weeks.
There you go.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So my one pop culture thing was Vanderpump Dogs. That's coming. I'm thrilled. I can't wait to see it. I think they're going to get really messy in the dog place. I can't wait.
They are going to get really messy. They're going to get very messy in the dog place.
I know. I can't wait for them to get messy. And then my other little pop culture, this one's a little funny. So speaking of Bravo and everything, we all talked about the housewife Jen Shaw that might be going to prison for fraud.
Yeah.
Remember? So about 2 days ago, her cousin started a GoFundMe page to pay for her legal fees.
No kidding.
Really?
Yeah. And she wrote this long, sad article like, please help Jen Shaw. She had no idea the lawyer fees would be this expensive.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And of course,
she just got a public defender if she didn't think it was going to be that. If she didn't think it was going to be that expensive. Come on.
Exactly.
Come
and everyone freaked out. It went viral, and of course, GoFundMe took the page down. They were like, "You can't ask people for money after you frauded everyone."
Yeah, of course.
They should have asked for something else, and they gave them the money.
Exactly. So that was a little funny one. I love when people are just like, she's so confident. Like, I want to be that confident.
I love it. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story. Anyway, before I guess let's intro the topic of today, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Peter on our show on Clubhouse, which is new. We're just starting to try to get our audience going.
Yeah.
We've been building this audience up on YouTube for a bit, and now we're, this is a great new app. It's a platform. It's invite only. So if any of our followers want an invite, just message us, text us. You know our text messaging number. If not, I'm going to put it right up here on the screen right now.
Have we shared the Clubhouse link with our Clubhouse? With our text message?
Well, if they're on Clubhouse, all they got to do is go to Social Happy Hour and find our room, which would be easy. But if they need an invite to get into Clubhouse, because it's invite only, just sign up on our community text messaging service, and Peter, Stewart, or I will get back to you, and we'll get you in. I got Amy in. Amy wanted to get in last week, and Amy, I know you're here. You're one of the onlys that are sending comments right now, commenting right now. But anyway, you're in, and there you go. I hope you join us, Amy. We'd like to talk with you next on Friday. A couple days.
Yes, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Anyway, we're just going to try to build it up and do our thing. But we're going to continue the conversation that we did have on Clubhouse, which was the next chapter of your life, and what does that mean? What does it mean to you? And how many chapters have you had in your life so far? And where have you come, and where have you been, and where are you going, basically? And it kind of brings us into who we have as our special guest tonight. That's in our green room at the moment, which we're going to bring him up shortly. But I got a little clip to intro him, Dr. Mario Torres-Leon, and he's been a great Dr. Mario has been a great friend of mine. He's going to tell his story. We're going to tell about how we met, and he's going to talk about all the inspiring things that he's been doing. And he's been doing some amazing things over the years. And the last year, he has a show on Daily Flash called Health, Spice, and Life. And you know what? Let's just intro and bring him in and talk shop here. But first, let's play a little clip of what his show is all about. Here's Dr. Mario.
There's a saying in Spanish that goes like this: soñar no cuesta nada. If I were to translate that in English, it goes something like, dreaming is actually costless, it's free, it doesn't really take much. And I actually have to say, I do agree with that. We go to sleep every night and we have all these dreams. It's almost like we're not doing anything to engage those dreams that we're having. But when it comes to your life, it's a little bit different. We can dream about what is it that we want to experience. We can dream about what is it that we want to manifest in our lives, in our families, in our work. But it actually, there's a bit of a difference there. And the difference is we have to put the gear into motion. We have to work towards those dreams so they can actually happen. You see, fast forward many years, if we look at American TV, I've never been able to see TV shows that are actually broadcast in an English language and are for that 1 billion people of Latino heritage. People that feel comfortable being the Latinos that we are, but they consume things in the English language. I've been fortunate enough to be invited many times to go to ABC, NBC, Fox, Universal, all the channels that you can think of, and be a guest to be able to have different segments about medicine. Yes, like I said, I'm a physician, so I've been able to do that. But when it comes to who we are, when it comes to that billion people, the Latinos, what makes up this hemisphere, and all the people on the other side of the world that speak Spanish, we have to say there is such a deep connection and there's such richness, diversity. Saying Latino doesn't mean much because it is such a conglomerate of things. We're grouped under that, but the diversity of who we are, the richness, the backgrounds is absolutely astounding. And it became very clear to me through those 25 years now of being able to be in front of the camera, being able to talk about those things and figure out what is it that makes us so spicy, so hot. And that led to the creation of this show that you've been enjoying and reaching out to us on a weekly basis. And that is Health, Spice, and Live Show with Dr. Mario.
Amazing. That's awesome. I love it.
Well, there we go, guys. Without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Mario to Social Happy Hour.
Woo!
Dr. Mario.
How are you?
Hi, guys. I got to tell you, I am feeling really left out tonight because everybody's having these sophisticated drinks. And I'm here I was in the green room. I got to say, fantasizing about what drink am I going to have. And I guess I'm the cheap in the bunch, just having a little Guinness. And, as Peter was just like twirling the glass, and like covering all of this stuff, I'm thinking, how am I going to show up with this threesome and like have a glass of Guinness? So, hey, I just give you the Latino motion on the glass, and that's all I got.
There we go. I love it. I love it.
It's a good drink for a Guinness, Dr. Mario.
Cheers, Dr. Mario. Welcome to Social Happy Hour, baby.
Welcome to Social Happy Hour.
So
Cheers.
glad to be here with you all.
Virtual cheers.
Thank you
Virtual
for
cheers,
having me.
everybody.
By the way, I have to say, Johnny, what a beautiful, little clip you just put there. I mean, that was really great. The way that you basically tease all that stuff together. And in fact, just to share with, the community members who are here in the call tonight, that was done, I think, close to a year ago. And it's really interesting, Johnny, this, from being in the industry. And it's applicable, right, to the topic tonight about, this new chapter in your life. How many things we do, and then it's not until some new moment comes into your life that somebody brings it to your attention that you look back and say, like, wow, I did that. It's kind of really fun. And I'm not saying it from patting myself on the back, but really to actually start the conversation of very often, I heard this, some time ago, how often we overestimate how much we can do in a year and how much we underestimate how much we can do in a decade.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
and it kind of goes along the lines of, that statement of, when is the best time to plant a tree? And the best time was, 20 years ago. But if we're not 20 years ago, well, the best moment is now.
Right now.
Exactly.
So I'm so glad to be here with you guys.
Dude, that well said, well spoke. And the way that a year ago, we started Social Happy Hour, on Instagram, myself and Johnny. Johnny brought it to me. He was all like, oh, we should, make this into an actual show because we were playing a podcast anyway. And he was like, that's it. This is the thing. And when it actually happened, I was always reaching out to people and I was asking them, what are you going to do when the pandemic ends? Or, what are your plans? And it ended up being like, about a year till, everything kind of opened up again. But I got responses like, oh, I'm going to go to my favorite bar and have a drink, or I'm going to go and I can't wait to go and sit at a bar again. And I've already done that. So now I'm like, well, it's time for a new chapter in my own personal life, And that's the way I feel. I feel like I'm kind of, a caterpillar about to explode into a butterfly or something. That's the wrong thing to say. I don't know. How do you guys feel? I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk right now, and it's not even. It's the whiskey.
I love it. So let's get Dr. Mario up to speed on how we do things over on Social Happy Hour.
Oh.
We're basically, we run this just, freestyle and talk to each other. It's Social Happy Hour. We talk to people. When we started this show, Dr. Mario, it was for Peter to reach out to his friends and followers, and he says, I want you on. I want you to be on it as well. And I wanted to be the behind the scenes producer, as you know who I am. But he convinced me to be on with him, and so I got the office to have a nice little background set up. So I said, what the hell, let's do it. I like to drink anyhow, so salud, and we started off the show and did that. But the thing is, we connected with so many people in a time where things were so insecure. and people needed a connection. So I thought that was one of the best things for us to really become a part of and do it. And Peter's so genuine and honest, and it's rare to find in this in this crazy entertainment world, genuine people who have like minds that really want to do something to give back in this industry. So anyway, that's why we did it. That's why we're here. So it's a very laid back freestyle atmosphere. We're having some fun. Stuart is our newest addition, but not too new because she's been with us for a while. And
I'm like the brains, the beauty, the talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's the perfect compliment to what we're doing here. But we're having fun. We want to talk with you and get to know who you are. I mean, all of our followers, want to know who you are, and we'll get into that. But yeah, again, welcome to Social Happy Hour. We hang out, we enjoy, we drink, and we have fun.
That's awesome.
What do you all like? This is a question for everybody. What do you see your next chapter as being? Because I have an idea about my next chapter I want to talk about.
Well, Peter, before you get into your next chapter, let's find a little bit about Dr. Mario and talk to him about some of his show and the things that he's been doing. And then let's save what you have to talk about for a little bit later in the show that I know what you're going to say. Dr. Mario, though, you look like you're frozen. Are you frozen, or are you just really smiling at us?
I am just present.
He's present.
Wow, you look like an ad.
He's present, guys.
He's just smiling at us.
Just right there. I mean, I can see myself moving in my screen here, so hopefully we're not having a little lag or something.
Yeah, we are having a little lag. You know what I would suggest is take off the iPad and just go from the other thing, because you're using a lot of
bandwidth.
You're losing a lot of power. We can do that. I can see you now, but still, you're a little grainy. So we want to see that machismo face.
I think we should be better now. See if that actually helps you there. But I can see everything moving okay now. Do you see it okay over there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, full frozen margarita.
Oh,
really?
Frozen.
Still frozen. You'll come back.
You'll come back.
I'm moving on my end.
Do you have every application turned off on your computer, right?
Yeah, everything else is off.
Okay,
I should be okay.
This just
hopefully I'm moving on that end.
Not yet, but this.
Now we have a commercial break.
Time for a commercial break. Anybody that wants some sexy hair that that'll say, "I got lucky last night." Go check out. Go check out Peterific-merch.com. You will find the My Hero number 3. All right, this will get you. This will make all your friends think that you got lucky the night before. So spray it all over. There you go. Bam.
I love it.
Peterific-merch.com. You cannot go wrong with that.
But it's also myhero.com.
Yeah, myhero.com too. Yeah. But I just decided to sell it all from one site. So there you go. If you want to make your friends think you got lucky the night before, get yourself some Lucky Spray. That's why I nicknamed the tonic spray, the Lucky Spray. Bam.
Absolutely.
How we doing, Dr. Mario? You good?
Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me at all?
You know what, Dr. Mario? Here's what I think you need to do real fast. Go out and come over. There you are. He's back.
I'm here.
Oh, look at the hands moving. As long as you could see Dr. Mario's hands moving, you know he's alive.
No, I can see you well. I mean, it's not really framing or anything on this end, so we'll just continue talking and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, you're good.
So, Johnny, tell me what exactly was it that you were asking before all this technical madness?
Well, we want to know a couple things about what you're doing. I mean, we just introed you, and we found you're on the Daily Flash doing a health, spice, and life show. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that and and who you are to our listeners that don't know you and haven't been on Clubhouse with us last Friday to listen to you, but I know they're going to be on this Friday to listen to you and us and get to know each of us better. But yeah, let us know, Mario, what's happening with you.
Awesome. So basically, I'm an MD. I'm a medical doctor and trained at Harvard, Yale, and Columbia Universities. I'm a radiologist by training. And it's interesting because this journey of being here in front of the camera with you guys and having the social happy hour started really 26 years ago, going back to 1995. And I was in transition between coming out of college. I was being a missionary in Mexico, out of all places, and about to start medical school in that particular fall. And I was actually building homes, building schools in pretty humble communities in Tijuana, Mexico. And something dawned on me while being on that trip, and I said, I'm going to medical school now. I'm going to have that privilege of being, in this kind of very fertile environment in the education and so on. And I felt kind of sad at the same time, as much as I was feeling excited, because something was clear to me. It's like, when you're in medicine, you're doing one thing at a time. You're dealing with one patient at a time, which is a huge privilege. But something inside of me was saying, what can I do to be able to bring all of that information, all of that knowledge, experiences I'm going to have, and how can I leverage that so we can touch as many people as possible? As I was just looking at those communities in Tijuana and seeing, how can we really elevate the quality of people's lives, and not just in Mexico. I mean, I'm Puerto Rican born, and there was a lot of poverty growing up in Puerto Rico. There still is in some parts of the island. So this is something that also touched me really closely. And I said, this is really the calling for me. And that really began that journey of how am I going to get educated so that not just to become a physician, but ultimately to be a communicator, to be in front of people, to be able to elevate the quality of their lives. And that journey basically started to accelerate, talking about the next chapter of your life. Well, this chapter has been 26 years long.
Wow.
Sometimes, we think that everything has to be, the timeline is, on a calendar basis, right? So like January 1st, December 31st, resolutions, and then that chapter is over. And, the fact of the matter is they really are not. There's some chapters that are very long, just like reading a book. And this chapter has been that long, Johnny, as you know. And there were definite, different processes along the way, from going to different shows to pitching different segments, and always with the same purpose in mind, which is how do we elevate the quality of people? Here in the United States, and you have a pretty diverse community in this particular forum, there's a lot of needs and a lot of different things that can be done to really enhance that. So sometimes, it's easy for you to say because you're a physician, and the fact of the matter, really not. The life experiences that we have are so unique, so germane to the particular path that we've had, that they're fully leverageable. But just like I was saying in that little teaser that you started at the beginning, it takes something. And that caveat is really getting the wheel into motion. And it's really interesting, right? If you take the movie industry, if you take the TV industry, as you know, Johnny, many people will say, oh, what a lucky person. It's like, now he's hosting the show, or she's doing this, or now she's the lead actress in that particular movie. But very often is the case that people are not really looking at what that journey has been. It's not like you just woke up and overnight you say, I'm going to be a comedian, and now the best jokes are going to come to my mind. I mean, how many times a stand-up comedian has actually been in a little bar telling jokes that nobody is actually listening, or in some cases not even laughing at?
Never been there.
Right? Right? So
I haven't performed for just a bartender. No, not me.
Listen, you know how many videos I've actually created that, you're so excited, the content was amazing, the delivery was incredible. And then you go to the YouTube channel and there's like 0 views. And you're like, wow, that's amazing, right? But the fact of the matter is that's all part of the journey. Mm-hmm. And as we think about, the next chapter of your life, I think that one of the most powerful moments in really determining oneself to embark on that journey, empower the journey, continue the journey, make it even bigger than it's been up to whatever point you're at, is to basically decide that no matter what that journey looks like, you're doing it because your heart is calling you to do it. There's nothing more powerful, more contagious, more kind of like uplifting to others than to be in the presence of somebody who is truly living their passion, living their dreams, living their moment, and they're fully committed to that, whatever that looks like, right? That's the aspect of authenticity, which allows others to experience you, which is the most beautiful treasure and asset you'll ever own, right? In your full expression, however that looks.
Yeah.
And so that led to many moments, and that's how I actually met Johnny years back, in fact, in Miami, as I was at the National Association of Television Producers and Executives, NATPE, with my former producer, basically pitching what was at that time the El Dr. Mario show and the Dr. Mario show, In fact, 2 pilots were performed in English and Spanish due to producers asking for it. He's Latino, but can he speak English? And it's like, well, of course he can do that. So let's go back to the drawing board and let's do all of them in English now. And you basically, you pack up your luggage, you take up your baggage, and you say, you know what, you put everything into it again. And Johnny, you can speak to this, how many projects or how many things are cooking, and it's almost like they seem to be just about to be served. And suddenly somebody takes, the cloth on the table, it goes like, but rather than the magic trick where everything stays, everything just falls onto the ground and nothing happens, right?
Absolutely. But that was the whole reason of I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. We're about to find out together because we're still going on this journey. But that was the reason why we got together. I mean, we did meet at NAPD in Miami. And we were just, 2 ships passing, right? But because something happened on your end, that gave me the opportunity to come in and work with you. And that's why we started working together in Chicago to start the Dr. Mario show. I was going to help, working on producing the Dr. Mario show with him to bring that to market. And because of that situation, that's why we got together, and that's why we're talking now. So life is a complete journey, and that's what the next chapter is.
Peter was saying something. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Dr. Mario, you're a little, you're still frozen. Just so you know, you go back and forth with being frozen and not frozen. But anyway, we still.
But we're glad that that you're authentic and you're in your path, but you are frozen.
And the audio, yes.
Well, I'll continue talking. If I need to come out, I can do that and come back in again if you guys want me to. I can definitely do that again.
Absolutely.
Let's keep talking now, and then we'll see if
Peter was making a point.
Peter had a question. Go ahead.
Peter was saying
everyone's next chapter. Like, what is everybody and anybody that's listening right now? What is your all's next chapter in life? What now that the world is finally opened up again and we've come out of this whole 2020 thing. What is everyone's next chapter? What do they want to do next? I mean, has everyone's life changed? I mean, I know mine has changed in different ways, but has everyone's life changed in a sense?
Who do you want to start?
Who
wants to start? Stuart, you want to start with that?
Yeah, I'll just say really quick. I definitely feel like my life has changed. The pandemic brought a ton of perspective for me. The next chapter of my life, I'm already doing what I want to do. So like, I can't really change full path wise, but what I do need to work on is I'm in my 20s. I live in New York City. I sort of let life drag me around a little bit. And I'm always like, I'm a little dramatic. I'm on to the next thing. I'm always doing a million things. And something I really want to work into my life is just like confidence. Like, even though I am confident, like more like, I believe in what I'm doing, and I think that whatever I do is going to be the right step, not so much overthinking things, and kind of what Dr. Mario was talking about, being more authentic and not trying to do a million things, trying to do well at the things that I want to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can I speak to that? May I?
Yes, sir.
So this is a really powerful subject, and I appreciate you saying that because I think that if we want to get confidence in anything we do so that we can really embark on the journey of the next chapter, the first thing that we need to actually examine is, what is confidence? Right? Yeah. Because how do you define confidence in this case, Stuart?
Well, it's funny, like you would meet me and think, oh, that's such a confident person, right? Because I have like the outward confidence down, but it's more about like the inner confidence of like, I know what I'm doing is going to be the right, you know what I mean? I think a lot of what people think of me, and it's a little counterproductive to what I actually want to do, if that makes sense.
I really appreciate your candor, and I think that's super powerful. Confidence very often is actually defined by what is the perception that other people have of us, number one. That's one pillar, right? So it's actually something completely outside of us. The second aspect of confidence, right, or the lack of, is actually how are we facing our fears?
Yeah.
That false evidence appearing real. What is it that I'm afraid of, right?
Right.
And ultimately, the biggest secret in confidence, because I've dealt with this, I've actually trained people internationally in the subject as a motivational speaker as part of my different areas that I've worked on, is the fact that it never comes from the outside.
Huh.
Yeah.
So if we're going to talk about the next chapter of anybody's life and somebody who's going to be fully confident that no matter what's happening, no matter how hard you fall, it ultimately is going to boil down to how much is there self-love and acceptance for no matter what you're going through, that you're fully embrace who you are in every single minute, no matter what that looks like.
Yes. And that's definitely something I am like, that's next chapter. Like, I've been doing forever the type of thing where I'll be happy once I get this. I'll be happy once I'm making this amount of money. I'll be happy once I get this. That's never gonna. Once I make that amount of money, I'm gonna be mad about something else.
Yeah, you're not enjoying the journey of how you got there to get those wins of
exactly.
What you want to
So
do.
yeah, so just working in like doing like the meditation like Peter does, and like there are certain things, slowing down, being really thoughtful with what you do, and not just like right now I'm throwing everything at the wall, and I would like to throw more better.
You're looking at what's going to stick. I get it.
There's three little powerful words, and typically we live them backwards, and they are do, have, be, right? As opposed to starting with be, do, and therefore I have.
Right.
And most of us are actually living it backwards. Okay, the do, have, and then be last. But really the true source of everything we experience, everything we end up doing by manifesting through who you are and ultimately having, which is a product or a byproduct of who you're being, is actually starting with the where am I at?
Wow. Having one martini in and hearing do, have, be, I'm like, am I a philosopher? Like,
wait, so what's the first one? Do, have, and be.
Most people
Peter's going back to the first
living
one.
in a state of do,
Talk a little slow.
have something,
and then because I did something and now I gain material gains or whatever, now I became somebody.
Yeah.
Right. However, the true equation, if you want to say it in a sense of that you're living truly comfortable with who you are and really embracing everything that is the greatness that you are as a human being, is you got to start with a B.
Yeah.
By you being from there, it unleashes the process of manifesting everything in your life. Then after that, you're basically having, and you're doing and you're having. It's the be, do, have.
Wow.
And that is, if it's so germane to this conversation, guys, as far as I'm concerned, right? Because the pandemic, if anything, we'll be able to look back and reflect on this, if we care to take a minute to do so. And obviously you guys are inviting the conversation, which is amazing. It's the fact that year plus that we've been pretty much in stagnation in some regards. Well, sounds like for you, it wasn't a stage of stagnation, right? Kind of a time to process, what is this all about? Where is this little ship taking me to? And ultimately, who's steering? Is it me, or is it just the water in the river taking me downstream and I'm just happily just going automatically? Or am I going to take charge of the boat and say, hey, wow, what an amazing gift, right? The world slowed down. Suddenly the Everest and the Nepalese mountains could be seen. The dolphins could be seen, in the channels of Venice. It's like suddenly a lot of clarity has actually been a gift through this amazing times that we're living in. And chances are that the four of us will never experience this, because last time that something like this got experienced and the world was not as developed as it is in 2021 was actually 1918 with the Spanish flu. Yeah. If we're going to get medical. Mm-hmm. Huge gift that we've had actually to say, wow, what is the gift in this, and how is this going to impact this new chapter of my life? I mean, I think the topic you guys have chosen is fantastic.
Thank you.
It's amazing. It means a lot, and what you're talking about, I know, resonates with everyone here.
It does.
And this is why you need to keep joining us on Clubhouse as well, Dr. Mara, because I think some of your messages really need to be heard. And I've known you for I don't know how many, 3 years now.
No more than that. I mean, this goes back to
we're going back a little bit.
4 years plus. I think going back to the journey and what's happened, in my trajectory, you always keep on going at what you really love and what you're passionate about. Stuart was talking about comedy and so on, being in her 20s, you know, it's a time to find yourself and so on, but having the awareness of what the journey is like and what's working, what's not working. You were saying throwing things at the wall. I love it. You know, it's like you're searching, and I think that's important. We should never stop searching. It doesn't matter how old we are.
Exactly.
That
I
whole
never stop
concept.
throwing stuff at the wall. Never. Just keep going, you know?
Just keep going. You know, it's interesting. Johnny was kind enough not to really get into specifics, but when I did all those pilots, you know, in both languages, so much work that went into that. I mean, amazing people around the projects. Eventually met Johnny and part of his crew in Chicago. You know, a lot of that could not actually be taken to the next level. Countries wanted to buy that particular show, and due to the way negotiations were, which is very common in the industry, that didn't really happen. And that was, at the time, was very disconcerting. It was very saddening to me. There's attachment, you know, sometimes to wanting to see a project really emerge and blossom because you've given everything to it. But sometimes the timing is not right, and you just have to, once again, start with the be-do have, right? And like, what is the gift in this, right? Even if it's actually painful, which is the attachment to the outcome and what it should have been, blah, blah, blah. Well, fast forward 2020, those contractual obligations, basically, they expired. So now as a free agent to be able to be talent again, to be hosting, and I could actually pitch the next phase, the next chapter. And some of the people that are listening in the audience, guys, may actually relate to this particular story, especially creators, artists, and so on that may be part of the community. You know, it's just like, this is the way it is. If you're an inventor like I am, you know, whether it's on the art or basically on the physical world or the virtual world, whatever it is, this is part of our journey as creators, right? So what happens was, you know, once you have something that is burning, you know, it's like that itch that doesn't go away. You can even put steroids on your skin. It doesn't go away because of something that is much larger than you. So essentially, I continued to evolve the concept. I never really liked the fact that the show bore my name because I figured, you know, it's never really been about me. You know, it's about what inspired this, as I told you, was 26 years ago, being basically, you know, a missionary in Mexico. It was never about me. And so basically it evolved into what really felt more comfortable and authentic and honest to me, which is Health, Spice, and Life Show, HSL in short, with Dr. Mario. And why, you know, and going to the clip that Johnny was playing, in our country, there's 320 million people. In this hemisphere, Spanish is spoken more than anything else in the entire hemisphere. And if you take the whole population of people that like things Latino, it gets close to 1 billion people between the, you know, all the countries in the entire planet. And I kept on thinking, well, if the United States has the most powerful TV presence anywhere in the world, we haven't really leveraged that to be able to serve the many generations, now in some cases 4th generations of Latinos who've actually made their living here in the United States. And interestingly enough, for those of you in the audience that are in the TV world and so on, or maybe Latinos or have dealt with Latinos, there really hasn't been any hosting of TV shows for Latino audiences created by a Latino or a team of Latino among the components of the team, the members, but is actually broadcast in English. And that was different.
That was your goal. That was like what inspired you. Because like, you know, on my show, I'm like the only Hispanic guy on that show, on Vanderpump Rules.
Sure.
Like literally the only one.
And
you know,
I kind of
understand.
And it's very interesting. If you look at the statistics, you know, of all the people in our country, the Latinos continue to be the fastest growing population in the country. In fact, there were more Latino voters in the past election than there were African-American voters, which is very interesting. 32 million versus 30 million African-Americans. Wow. And because of the multiple generations that we're seeing now evolving in our country and contributing to the fabric of the United States, we're seeing that the purchasing power of that population it's now, you know, more powerful than it's ever been and continues to grow. So the fact of the matter is there's a lot of room to serve not just Latinos, because I've always said it, this is not about being exclusive, but if anything, inclusive, because there's a lot of non-Latino audience members that care and they like things that are Latino, right? Because one of the great things about our country is that we have Latinos, we have Asians, you know, and the list goes on. And that really brings incredible richness. I mean, look at the panel here that we have tonight in this conversation, right? We're very different backgrounds. Johnny is half Mexican, for example. I am Puerto Rican. My family's from Spain originally. You know, Stewart doesn't look like she is from the Dominican Republic, but maybe she is, and she hasn't told us. You know,
never know.
Give her some more tequila. She might think she is.
Yeah, she might think that.
You know,
she might start speaking
The
Spanish.
amount of margaritas I drink, I'm pretty close.
let the Irish all
And
love
I work
the
in the restaurant industry. I have mostly Hispanic and Latino
There
friends.
you go, right? So the fact of the matter is, you know, there's room for that. And I really believe, going back to the whole concept of elevation of society, elevation of quality of life, that there's a lot of room for that. And I want to share something that I shared the other night at the Clubhouse. And Stuart, you may actually enjoy this because it's kind of quirky, maybe a little corny. But the fact of the matter is, and Johnny knows this, and Peter too, but it actually does work because, and I'll tie it in with something that makes a lot of sense. Every time that we create any piece of content for HSL, and HSL now is seen by over 80 million across the entire nation in all different networks, depending on your particular network.
Oh, wow.
I'm proud to say that we just last Tuesday got news that we got awarded a Telly Award for TV shows. Unbelievable. So that has been an incredible honor. And a testament really to not me, but actually to the collective journey of all the people that have supported my vision for the show, the team members in the production crew that have been part of this, who really, you know, understood the vision for the show. They've really taken ownership of it, whether it's in the editing room, whether it's whatever we've done, you know, content creation. It's been unbelievable how much love they have put into this show. And but there is something that my whole team knows has to be in every single piece of anything we create. And we call it the it factor. And we're talking about, you know, the next chapter of your life, especially for those creators. I really invite you to consider it because we're living right now in what's called the experience economy. And to Stuart's point, right, we're talking about the be to have, right, and these things, and feeling the authenticity, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how tough your journey has been. If I'm going to sugarcoat it and make it look like, oh, everything is so great over here, I've never had any problems. You know, you over there, No, you know, everybody has had really painful points along the way as we've experienced them. But the point is, what have we gotten out of them? The it factor has, you know, 4 letters in the acronym, EEIT. The first E stands for entertainment. And I really believe that we have to lessen the load of all the things that we go through every day to be able to capture your attention and ultimately have the privilege of having the audience give us their attention so that we can have an exchange, an honest exchange with them. The second E stands for education. And, you know, the core of my education has been medicine. And, you know, one of the criticisms that we get all the time, well, doctors, you guys are up there and you're talking all this language and nobody really understands what you're talking about. I mean, if that's a perception that people have of us, how can we really have impact and just connect at a level that you feel I'm dealing with another guy who is just normal and is human and is just has flaws like everybody else? That's so important to me.
Gotcha.
The third letter is I, and there has to be inspiration. You know what I mean? I think that a comedian, if you're telling the best of your jokes, you know, ultimately, besides actually entertaining somebody, we want to actually use, you know, a little bit of introspection to be able to see that, you know, funny moment as something that makes you reflect and makes you think. You know, brings a little bit of awareness into your life, right? So if somebody's watching content, watching a TV show, watching, even if it's 10 seconds, if you don't feel that there has been some moment of inspiration, like, you know, my life it can be better because of watching you right now, then I think we miss a point. And finally, whether it's having a conversation, the 4 of us, and having an honest, authentic, you know, heart-to-heart conversation, whether we're drinking or just shooting the breeze, whatever, there has to be something that changes in the end, that changes us. And therefore, the T stands for transformation. You know, one of the things that I have learned in 26 years of being in medicine is that contrary to what most people think, and this is completely germane to the next chapter of your life, is the fact that people don't change. And I want to share this with the audience because nothing could be further away from the truth than that statement.
Yeah.
You see, when we're interacting,
True.
we're having this conversation, we're learning from each other, we're experiencing each other. Our brains are what's called neuroplastic. In other words, all the connections like wiring on a circuit board are being replugged from different directions as I listen to Johnny, I listen to Stuart, Peter, etc., talking and so on. So we do have the capability to actually have transformation moment to moment.
Wow.
So whenever somebody tells you like, oh, Peter, why are you thinking about the next chapter of your life? You're already X years old. He's like, your life is the way it is. Says who?
No. Says who? See, here's the thing, doctor. I always like change. I do like to, and I like to change myself up. And that's what I've done over the years. Like for instance, Vanderpump Rules. Like I look back at myself from 10 years ago when I first started on it. And I'm very different now than I was then. It's kind of weird. Like I even look at myself and I'm like, man, they gave that idiot the keys to the kingdom. Wow. Okay. They had a lot of trust in me back then. You know, that's the way that's the way I look at myself. But now it's a lot different the way I'm approaching Vanderpump Rules. It is a lot different, you know.
Hang on, Uncle Peter.
What's up?
I know where you're getting to. And we're going to have a little announcement in a little while. So let's wait for that and finish a thought over here because I know where you were going, brother. I know exactly where you're going.
Okay.
But listen, Peter's got a little something to say that he's going to announce.
I mean, it's a little something. It's not too crazy.
Very soon. And on this broadcast that we're going to be wrapping up in maybe about 10, 15 minutes. But in any case, Dr. Mario, like Stuart said to me a couple of weeks ago, where do I send the paycheck to for that speech you gave?
For the therapy. For the Be Do Have. I owe a lot of money for the Be Do Have.
Be Do Have. Be Do Have. That's going to be my mantra. Be Do Have.
At least a light copay.
You know, and I gotta say, you know, you said you're in your 20s, Stuart, and you know, one of the
it's in Stuart, 30. It's in Stuart. It's really close.
30s. Still
29. She's 28.
You know, thinking about millennials, you know, we've actually spent a significant amount of time in creating content for millennials, and I really dislike the fact that there's so much negative press that we hear about millennials, millennial this and millennials that, and I'm like, excuse me. I mean, why are we doing this?
Don't get me started on the millennial hate. We are hilarious. We got fucked from every generation. Gen Z thinks they invented the skirt. Yeah, no.
The what? Wait, what does Gen Z think they did?
They think they invented the skirt, a skirt that are shorts.
Oh.
A skirt that are shorts.
Oh, God.
Well, you know, I think that
we made therapy cool, don't you think, Dr. Mario?
100%. And you know something? I really believe that because of having this kind of conversation, I hope, Johnny, that you have a lot of millennials listening to this particular episode tonight. Because honestly, to be able to just take the be do have concept alone or the it factor alone for millennials, it's like, give me a friggin' break. You know what? You have to believe in the capacity that is there.
So 21 and over.
Yeah, and basically the journey. So I hope that as many millennials as possible actually see this and they tune in, you know, start tuning in to Health, Spice, and Life because they're going to like what they're seeing.
Absolutely. I love that.
I agree. I completely agree with you. And I mean, thanks for spreading and sharing your knowledge over here. We want to have you on the show any time, Dr. Mario. The problem is we're seeing you, but you've been really frozen half the time.
That's too bad.
And it is too bad because you are so, you know, you're so animated, and I think that tends to your conversation and it really enhances it. And I know you so well.
Yeah.
But I would love for everyone to see exactly the way that how animated and how focused and devoted you are from the words that you're saying and you've been saying. and I didn't want to cut up the conversation as you were going and talking, but we can, we can bring this topic back on Clubhouse on Friday if you're available, and we can talk a little bit more about the next chapter of our lives. But for the most part, this has been a great conversation, and I just want to show, before we take off, I just want to show a short clip of what we were doing together with your Dr. Mario show that we could be now enhancing and doing a little bit more as in the next coming months and anyway, so I'm going to play that real fast, and then we're going to come back to you, and we'll go from there. All right, here you go, Dr. Mario.
Welcome, amigos. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mario.
Great to be here. Dr. Vincent Pedre reveals his secrets. I am Dr. Mario Torres-Leon. Bienvenidos to my show. This can be getting in the middle of our health. What is this whole thing about the liquid facelift? We can combine healthy and sweet into one. Harvard, Yale, Columbia, medical schools give me the education. Are there any alternatives to plastic surgery and the experience?
Who doesn't want to look younger, really?
Exactly.
Okay.
To be here with you. You can buy it organic, which is even healthy for your kids. This show was born over 20 years ago when I was a missionary in Tijuana, Mexico. Extreme poverty and lifestyle inequalities inexistent in my native Puerto Rico changed my life.
Wow.
We're moving more and more and more over time to a minimally invasive form of medicine.
Soluble fibers tend to absorb water. You use this light to activate that gel and allow that gel, the whitening gel, to penetrate and make those teeth whiter.
We have to take a close look at what you're putting into your mouth. Absolutely fantastic.
We are filling the lower chin to give support to the lid.
Fantastic. You may want to think twice about your eating habits.
It's all natural, and it's bringing hope to people again.
Join me in this exciting, fun, fabulous, inspiring, can you tell us about that? Tell us about this. And life-changing movement, there's good news to discuss what matters to you. This is just what the doctor ordered, with the things that matter most in your life, in our communities, in the United States, and throughout the world. That's right. From my heart.
Yes! Wow!
To your heart. I am Dr. Mario. I can go for a run right now. I mean, just the energy, boom, to your health. Salud.
The Dr. Mario show.
That's inspirational. Okay, I love it.
Dr. Mario show. Okay, so that's what we're we're gonna go much bigger and much better than what we created there, what Dr. Mario created, and we're gonna do it together. And it's gonna be fun, a lot of great footage, show, all that good stuff. So, Dr. Mario, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. What a pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you for your time and space.
We appreciate it. Are we going to see you on Clubhouse on Friday? Are you available?
I'm actually flying to LA at 7 o'clock in the morning. I live in Colorado, as you know, so flying out there. So I unfortunately won't be able to, but we'll figure out a time that we can do something again. It's been truly awesome to be with you guys.
Let's figure it out.
Let's do it.
We'll circle back, but there you go, guys. Dr. Mario from Health, Spice, and Life on the Daily Flash, and thanks for being a part of Social Happy Hour.
See you guys.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, take care. Hang out in the green room. Don't go anywhere, but you can hang out, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Anyway, so that was awesome.
That was inspirational.
That was awesome.
That was inspirational. Wow.
I mean, did he have information that blew your guys' mind? I mean, every time I talk with him, I get an education. That's
just a little bit.
That's where I'm at. Speaking about an education, Peter, do you want to talk about some of the things that are going on in the next chapter of your life now?
Well, you know me, Johnny. I'm always working on different things, and see, what happened was originally I wasn't planning on coming back to Vanderpump Rules, but I am back. I have been back, and I'm excited for this season. And it is a new chapter in the sense that I have a different relationship with everybody that is on the show now, especially the new people. See, originally, I was friends with everyone, but now I'm not friends with anybody. I'm just their boss. So it'll be a very interesting dynamic this time around for everyone to watch. So I can't wait to till everybody tunes into that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
So
Stuart, this December.
Stuart and Chill. Peter Madrigal's back on Vanderpump Rules.
We're back, baby.
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
Cheers.
Another
I can't wait.
season. Another season of Peter and all of his little Peterisms.
I
Like
want some titties in my face tonight.
I'm gonna have to pull that one out of the bag there.
Well, are we gonna get a Peter birthday episode? That's what I want.
I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. I'm gonna have to let you know.
I mean, okay.
Let you know.
So yeah, so Stuart, are you still open to Vegas? Are you still coming to Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
Tony, you ask me every week as if I'm like.
I know we're still trying to figure it out. I'm going back and forth.
See, here's the thing. I'm gonna have to talk to.
We're still live. We're still live.
Oh,
we're still live.
I'm gonna have to talk to someone about something about that. So we shall see what happens.
Wait,
Okay.
am I the next cast member of Vanderpump Rules? I feel like that was. I don't know. I feel like that's what happened. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I will book my flight tomorrow. Yes.
I know. Can I have a cameo on it, Peter? I mean, come on. We need to be your groupies over here.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what happens. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on Vegas, whether it's Vegas or Los Angeles. We're gonna have a good time for my birthday.
Vegas or LA, whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
it's happening, and it's happening soon. Jesus Christ.
Yes, it is.
Next week or 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. Yeah. 2 weeks from now.
Anyway,
So I'll be letting you guys know ASAP.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
yeah, let's figure it out, and then so we can get anybody who wants to. Look at who just joined us. The real DJ Mickey.
Real DJ Mickey. Woo!
What's up, DJ
Real
Mickey?
DJ Mickey.
I miss you, brother. He's the resident DJ over at Sir.
Boom, baby.
And, some people call him my brother from another mother because we kind of look alike.
True.
Ooh.
I was told we look alike, Mickey. I mean, you know that. I told you that. But anyway, the last time I'm gonna post a photo on Instagram of you and I at Sir. But someone said, "Is that your brother?" I'm like, yeah.
It might be. Hey,
it could be. You never know, bro. But I love the compliment. So yes, and I'd love to see you DJ at Sir next time I go if you're going to be there. But I'm going to be there either way.
There we go, baby.
Yeah, let's do it. Amy, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks till I turn 38.
You never know. Peter, you're 38?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 38.
Okay.
I love his answer. Okay.
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 Well,
And you guys know I'm in my early 20s, so I'll be 23.
There you go. 23.
You'll be 23?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be turning 30 January. Yeah. 30.
30 flirty.
30, baby.
All right, you guys.
All right, guys. This
kidding
has
me?
been a great show. I'm going to take off. One of you guys take us home.
Love
All right.
it.
Well, Peter,
I'm
at
gonna go after in a few minutes.
the end of the day, just want to say it's awesome. Can't wait to see you rock it out on Vanderpump Rules this season. It's awesome that Vanderpump Rules is coming back. I mean,
Yes.
Stuart, we had we had a year where we couldn't see
It's
anything.
been too many. It's been a black hole for me ever since it's been
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
the air. So I'm so glad it's coming back. I can't wait to meet the new people. I can't wait for everything.
There
Glad
you go.
it's back. Glad. Excited for Peter to do his thing. I mean, you never know.
Titties in my face tonight.
Yeah, it's true. I want
And,
to face tonight.
So yeah, we'll see what happens this season, but it was a great. Thanks, Amy. I'm not gonna. I'll pop it up. What the hell? Thank you, Amy.
Oh,
You look amazing, Johnny.
I mean,
you do
she
look
just had to
amazing.
say I look amazing. So that was
you
nice.
do look amazing, Johnny.
I have no clue why. I mean, maybe this is my color.
I think, yeah, it's like a
Is
little
that my
resorty beachwear, like in a nice Miami. I like it.
Okay. All right. I'll go with it, and I'll take the compliment. So thank you.
There you go. Awesome. Hey,
but
guys,
yeah,
this
guys.
was an awesome show. I'm going to deuce out.
Deuce out, Peter.
Peace, guys.
You do south. I'll see you in a bit. Stuart,
I'll take us home.
your birthday next week, huh?
Yes. Next week, my birthday, staying humble with Stu, time social happy hour. I'm going to make a drink at the beginning. We'll play a fun little question. We'll talk a little bit of pop culture. We'll play a little drinking game and have fun.
Are you going to have some friends maybe come on and start roasting you or something like that? Do you want to do that?
I can ask a few people. I can see. Yeah.
I think we should have Joe No on.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, ask Joe No.
I think that would be great. I'm going to ask him. You want to ask him, or you want? Should we ask
You
him?
ask him. You ask him.
Okay.
You're more official.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Don't ask me that. Hey.
Okay. All right. We'll do that, and yeah, it'll be fun to. I mean, we can't roast your birthday because we don't know you that well to roast that.
You don't know me that well.
I mean, we do, of course we do, but not to roast you like your friends that would roast you, that comedian friends that you're with and all that. So it would be better if you had them on, and then we'd go from there. Anyway, okay, let's figure that out, and we'll talk later about it.
All right.
All right, Stuart, and then we'll figure out what we're doing for Vegas or LA.
Perfect.
All right. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Cheers, Johnny. Good night.
Peter left us, so have a good night. Social happy hour. See you guys
Social happy hour.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.